Hello, my little nerds and nerdettes. Please join us for another episode of Dungeon Crawlers,
Dungeon Crawlers.
Dungeon crawlers.
where it has finally come to a point in my campaign where death is very likely. The group, they're the Lone Rangers, have made their way into a labyrinth where they discovered many things. Upon the end of this, they ran into some kind of baron, a ominous vampire lord, or so it seems. Battle seemed imminent. Not so much in their favor, as the group had just run through basically a gauntlet. Luckily, through some very good conversations and tactful roles, a peaceful solution was found, where the group was able to ascertain and procure a legendary sword and a spear that seems to be something crafted by the gods, able to deal the final blow to the Undying One. Along with learning, the Undying One runs by a different name, the Herald. That he comes from an ancient time and is actually a moon elf who seems to astrally take vessels and has multiple times over the millennia, where he continually jumps from one body to one body only to be sealed as he tries to do whatever it is that he is trying to do. The group manages to find their way out of the labyrinth, only to find the world changed. As they come out of a cellar, wine cellar in Canby, you notice screaming. You notice the town on fire. And as you look up and into the southeast, an entire island has picked itself up and is walking across the land. Almost like alive, with a giant citadel almost rested in the middle of this island. The sky is dark. It is ominous. Overcast. There's no sun. You're not sure what time of the day it even is. You are exhausted. None of you guys have taken a long rest. You did take a short rest. So, you guys will have to rest shortly. Or else you will start to risk points of exhaustion. So, as you look up and you notice this island moving across the landscape, make perception checks.
Oof. We don't see shit. There's nothing to see here. Oh, Kaz, I'm so proud of you. So consistent.
Ooh, that reminds me. I have to set the tone. Are you ready?
3 twos.
Wow.
Getting our bad rolls out of the way.
Oh.
It's not as cool as I want it to be, though.
You're ready to TPK us, aren't you?
I don't know about you guys, but I think we should rest before we.
The inn that you're in is partial inn. There's still a wine cellar to it that is intact, but the upstairs has been ripped clean. The town is in sunders. There are still some houses, but you notice people screaming and running through the streets. You notice houses on fire, people dousing those houses. And it's just seems to be chaos.
I don't know how we could rest at a time like this, but I don't think we're in shape to do anything right now.
I wish we could help these people, and it's hard not to. Or the Rothos don't give up now.
I think we'll be more of a hinder than a help, unfortunately. If I recall from last time, Genji said so basically most of the roof is kind of ripped clean off and it's partially burning. Is that what you said?
Not the inn. Like
Okay.
just like there's like a house across the way that's kind of like it looks like it might have been stepped on by that thing, and part of the roof is missing. And the inn that you're in is like partially collapsed, like the roof's kind of caved in, like forward facing, and like the bar is still intact, and like where you guys came up from that cellar is still intact, but like the secondary floor where the rooms usually sat is gone.
Hmm.
I think we should get away from the town a little bit.
Just get a little ways outside of town and find a place to rest.
I don't think that's what we should do. We don't want anyone seeing us here.
I agree. I'll kind of look to Kaz and Alyssa and see what they have to say about it.
Maybe if this place has a basement.
That's where you guys came up out of, was like the wine cellar.
And I assume that only has one entrance and exit, right?
Yeah, the way that you guys came up.
I'd say if we need to rest, that's a defensible position, I think. It's underground, only one way in.
True.
I realize we're in rubble ish, but we've camped in worse places.
Hopefully just there's nobody bad roaming the town that would make their way down here.
Yeah, but if they're patrolling outside of town, we're more exposed. Although there's less likely to be anyone.
I personally feel kind of trapped down here, but if you think it's safer, then I trust you.
I don't have strong feelings, to be honest with you, either way. If you guys want to venture out and see what the surrounding area looks like, we can do that. I was just floating the idea that if we need to rest, this isn't the worst place.
How big is the cellar, Cinch?
Like maybe 40 feet by like 20, like 10 or 12 feet.
It's a nice size. It's not like a really thin or like narrow hallway or anything like that, so we have a
Just
little bit of
say
space.
So say I had a weapon that could put up a 25 by 25 foot tent. That would fit down here?
Yeah, just barely.
Okay.
Roof wise.
I could do the thing that DMs hate also, if we need to. If you guys want to,
Well, that's a better option.
Morton, if you want to rest outside of town somewhere, I guess we could do that too.
I think that's what we should do.
I'll leave it up to you guys. I just know I need to rest. I'm not
I-
doing so good.
I try out of character to not spam the tiny hut, but fuck it, we're level 15. I'll cast tiny hut.
In my personal opinion, if you have the spells, do it. Because if it was
We're
me
rest.
and this, all right, because if it was me in real life and this wasn't like a game, I'd be like every day, hot, hot, hot.
True. It's just like it's almost like nobody can touch you. It's like a free long rest wherever you want. So it's like
But that's the point, is that like once you get to the level
Yeah.
where you can cast this,
true.
those mechanics aren't in the game anymore. You've kind
Exactly.
of moved past it.
Because if you
It's like-
guys, because if you guys remember how often I used to fuck with you guys early game.
The wolves
Every
are
ti-
chewing our
The
tent to pieces.
wolves,
Oh,
all that
God.
shit.
We
The
had just
wolves,
gotten
the
that tent.
bandits,
Disgusting.
like all that stuff. I used to fuck with you guys because I knew eventually it would get to a point that no matter what, unless I threw like a fucking dragon at you while you were sleeping, you're pretty much gonna wake up and Morgan's just gonna be like, and like head flick somebody and their fucking head's gonna explode. You know what I mean?
If half a dozen wolves came while we were trying to get a long rest, whoever was on watch wouldn't even wake the other people up.
No,
They'd just be like,
just
"All right."
slaughter them.
I got this.
Exactly. You know, so at a certain point, it's just like I can fuck with you guys for so long, and then after that, you know, like when you guys were in the Goblin Cave in the very first, the second episode, when you guys camped out in that little crevice of that cave, and like that patrol of goblins walked by you, like shit like that.
Yeah. Real quick,
So.
for anybody that didn't see it or isn't in chat on Twitch, Con wrote, actually, it's pretty witty. It says, "The
I
witch's
saw.
hex jaunts, its moving visage haunts, a citadel above where the Undying One rests. It's the Lone Ranger's final test. Time running out, the clock goes tick. It's time to twist some motherfucking dicks."
I saw that.
That's pretty good.
Maybe some bard will sing that. You never know.
But yeah, the next town we go to, there's somebody's gonna be singing that. Gonna tell the tale of the Lone Rangers in campaign 2, and that's the song.
There's just a bard that just sings that song in one of the ends.
Like, oh, news spreads. Okay, so out of character, is Kaz gonna do like the hut thing?
Yeah, I think we said let's go through town, get some eyes on kind of what's happened, how bad it is, and then set up camp. I think outside of town,
Okay.
a little ways outside of the city is what we were looking to do.
Okay. Yeah, I think I like the idea of not being trapped in this little cellar as well, just in case something happens. Hopefully the town is distracting enough with everything going on in it that we can kind of just pass by and go outside unseen.
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to exit then? Are you guys just exiting town, or are you guys like?
Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna like basically make our way just outside of town. Before we move, I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace. Give everybody a little boost to their stealth checks if they want to. And then I'm going to very stealthily make my way. Oh, jeez. It's gonna be one of those nights, okay. Good thing I used Pass Without a Trace.
Oh. Dang. Alyssa rolled a 40.
Yeah, I'll
Good
take
She
a
rolled a
nice
30.
40.
She rolled a 30. She got a 40.
Good thing the rest of us don't suck.
I'll bring up that group average a little bit.
She
Good
disappears. Scene.
Yeah, so hopefully with high enough checks we can kind of skirt the edges of town, make our way out.
Sorry, I had to do my message to Strat real quick.
Hey, where is that dude?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know, playing with his hair or something. I don't know.
Giving his dick a twist.
Yeah, you twisting that dick. As you guys slowly exit the cellar. Is that him? No, that's not him. That one was good. I like that one. You guys slowly make your way out of Canby. As you guys exit the wine cellar, the things that you notice, with the one very low stealth roll, but the very high stealth rolls, it evens out. You're able to keep Freya calm enough as you leave. The things you do notice, high into the air, you see almost like vultures when they're circling. You just see hundreds and hundreds of these creatures flying through the air. And you're not sure what they are and how big they are. The sky is almost pitch black. You can't even make out clouds or any form of a sky. As you notice, the creature that is walking across the landscape has stopped over something, and it's just standing there. You slowly make your way to the outskirts of town, skirting through the back alleys, around the smaller houses and some larger houses, keeping as quiet as you can. You notice houses toppled over. You notice looting and pillaging. You notice people gathering belongings and fleeing town. Some, on the backs of donkeys and backpacks and packs being tossed. You also notice people hiding in their buildings, and as you pass, women, children, men, families, and just an expression of pure fear. You make your way. How far are you guys looking to go outside of town? Do remember, Thane's house is on the outskirts of town as well.
I guess it depends which direction we went. I guess we really didn't say. I wasn't taking any liberty in leading. So I'm just kind of following, and whoever decides where we're going, how far we're going.
I guess I wouldn't mind going to Thane, at least in the direction of Thane's place, to see if we can see if it's completely razed to the ground or not. We don't have to. I don't remember how far it is, but we don't have to go the whole way there. But I guess that direction until we're comfortable setting up camp.
Out of character, if you recall, we kind of... I think we had to get horses. We got horses in Canby and
Mhm.
rode to Thanes. I think it wasn't a super long ride, but
No, it's like on foot. It's like 10 minutes.
okay.
You had just gotten the horses in preparation to go on your trip.
The Evercrest Mountains. That's right. You're right.
Mhm. I know I'm right. This is my story.
You're right. Yeah, but it got hijacked.
No, it's still my story. You're still all following my plan. It's just a long game. 2 years worth of long game.
It's a long con.
It's a long con.
con.
It'll play out in the end. I win. I always win. So, which way were you guys exiting? Are you guys going north? Or did you guys go south?
So it sounds like we would have gone in the direction of Thane's house.
Okay. So Thanes would have been in this direction. Remember, he was kind of like out towards the coastline, but up towards Evercrest. So he kind of makes like a roundabout way. So it takes you about 10, like 15, 20 minutes because you take your time. You guys are slowly making your way outside of town. The further you get outside of town, the more fire you guys can kind of see from the town. Also, things that you notice are the like large indents in the ground from where whatever this thing was walking. After about 15 or 20 minutes, you do see a house in the distance. And you see torches set up in a circular perimeter around the entire house. About
And it's not destroyed or anything? Looks in good
Mm-mm.
condition?
looks to be in good condition. The torches are about 25 feet away from the building.
Do we want to go to Thane's house? Or do we want to keep our distance? Bueller? Anybody?
Um,
I don't know this guy, so I don't have an input.
Oh, I forgot Alyssa doesn't know who Thane is.
I don't think he's there,
Why would
No.
we go talk
But-
to Thane?
but so I don't. I was just kind of curious if his place was still standing, but I don't feel a strong need to
There's
pop
no,
in.
There's no reason that Thane needs to know we're here.
No, Morn. Thane is in Egypt, remember? He's
Yeah.
Elena's slave right now.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't need to look for him here.
This house could be safe.
No.
No.
Morn got that PTSD.
Well, we can just keep a distance then and set up camp here. And get some rest. There are like trees and whatnot, like a tree line nearby. Are we on like a path? What do our surroundings look like? Of course, I asked you a question when you took a bite.
I got the munchies. Thane's house sits atop kind of like a cliff line that would like almost like Ireland, where it drops down into the ocean. And it comes out into almost like an open field. There's like crevices and dips down, like rocky, craggy valley type deal, but there's no like tree line or anything crazy. There's like one or two trees maybe scattered, and some bushes and whatnot. What you doing?
Well, do we just... I don't know, do we just use one of these rocky areas and kind of get some coverage? There's not a whole lot of places for us to hide here.
I mean, we'll be hidden with Kai's magic thing, but as long as something doesn't like walk around and bump into us, we'll be fine.
I'm okay with that. Alright, Kaz, it's up to you then.
Okay. We have a good spot. We're comfortable.
Can you make the hut have a hammock?
Sure.
That's what we're concerned about right now, is whether or not the hut has a hammock in it.
I'll take my 10 minutes and cast it.
You begin to cast the spell, and an arrow right through your throat. No, I'm just kidding. I want to like call Drat and see if this little bitch is just like passed out. 1 second. I'm gonna try calling it. See what happens.
The thing is that like he's online, and his status is green.
He's away on Steam.
Oh, is he? Okay. I don't know why it's showing that he's not. I guess it depends on settings.
Did I get that too?
Let's see. So you take the 10 minutes to cast the hut. It creates this circular dome. And you're going to, I'm assuming, you're going to kind of try and like match the surroundings to a certain extent.
Yeah, I'll kind of camouflage it to be foresty.
After 10 minutes, the spell is complete.
After it's finished, I'll go inside and find a... let's see, cast I don't know, Kaz. Is it just an empty tent? Or does it come, like, pre-prepared with, like, cots or something in it?
So it's not. There is a Magnificent Mansion spell, which is different, which is like a fully furnished thing. This is basically you set up camp. This is just a protective dome over the edge of it. So it doesn't supply any furnishings that you don't bring, right?
So we essentially need to pitch a tent inside the dome.
Yes, or just
Or just use it as the tent.
use it as the tent effectively. Yeah.
Okay.
It effectively is a big tent that 9 people can fit in. Because like wind or effects don't pass through it, so it's like a transparent tent.
Fucking Corey. I'm just gonna grab my bedroll and just find a spot. Probably like walk in, go to the right side, and just toss down my bedroll and curl up and sleep.
Okay. So Freya lays down her bedroll, and immediately you just watch her lay down, and just face first is gone.
Yeah, I've still got 17 hit points to my name right now.
Anybody else? Is everybody laying down for a long rest?
Yeah. I'm gonna stay outside though. I'm just gonna go find a tree and sit next to it.
There's one fairly close. You guys set up. I would say, unless you guys chose to be out in the open, I would say you guys kind of put the dome close-ish to a tree.
Yeah.
You know, like 30 feet, 40 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaz is gonna consider trying to convince Alyssa to come sleep in the dome for it's safe, but
If she sees you try and talk to her, she'll explain. Given my unique composition, I don't actually sleep. I'm fully aware of all of my senses while I'm resting, so I can keep better watch outside. Plus, while I'm outside, I am no indistinguishable from a dead person, so I should be fine.
well, if you change your mind, you can come in, and I guess if you see something,
I'll
holler.
alert you immediately.
Okay. I'll go
Aw.
crash.
Bonding.
The only bonding we need is putting Alyssa in bonds.
Like sexually? Jesus, Morn.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh baby. Morn's like, well. Morn's like, Morn's like, I've held back my feelings for too long, Alyssa. I'm gonna show you the way of the mountain man. All right. Is everybody laying down?
Yep.
Minus Alyssa, of course. All right. Whether it's night or day, you're unsure. But as you guys begin to slink deep into your long rests, dreams take you. A dark world. One where the undead crawl the land. You see Rothos, gorgeous landscape. Green, luscious trees, the swamp, the Evercrest Mountains, the gorgeous summer spring plains of Jupiter that surround Jupiter, and the waters clean and filled with fishing boats. Flash. Suddenly the land is gray. The grass is wilted. Death. Towns razed. Fires. You see bodies on pikes. Children. Men. Women surrounding these, where these towns used to be. Almost these makeshift fortresses. And you see undead warriors, people in full armor with skulls and swords and shields made out of the flesh of people and bones, and these weapons unornate. Yeah, I can't say the word. You see trees burned down, the swamp leveled. The sky is dark and swirling masses. You see electricity, like lightning just sparks across the sky. And you see a citadel in the center of Rothos that just spans to the sky. And you see this large dragon circling. It warps, almost like you're pulled to the top of this citadel. You see a large individual, much larger than Morn, or so it seems, sitting across atop this giant bone, body, and metal made seat with these elongated fingers and these fingernails that are just almost vampirish, just long and elongated and nasty, and he's just rolling his fingers on top of the seats. And you see, as you look up towards the face, nothing but two glowing eyes and a wide, toothy, toothless grin. And a skeletal face with a
The
crown
dragon
that
is
sits
toothless?
atop. No. What I meant is like a skeletal face. Like the teeth are there, but it looks unearthly. And you see this crown that enfigures the top with these 3 large shards. And they glow, almost pulse. And you see human, elf, dwarf, all these different races in chains and almost slave appearance, attire, walking around inside of this building, cleaning, serving, and doing chores. And you all snap awake to rustling outside of the hut in the dark. And the ground below you, almost a dark fog is swirling, and it's being pulled away from you towards the direction the tree was at. As this dark mist almost pulls along the ground, you hear chanting.
How long did we rest for?
You feel like you got a full rest.
So we see dark fog creeping along the ground, and we hear chanting.
Correct.
We're woken to that.
What do I see? I'm outside. What do I see?
We'll get to you.
What do you mean? I have a passive perception of 24.
Mm-hmm. I rolled higher than that.
You rolled a 25 or higher stealth?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, whatever.
Don't you worry about it, baby. What are you guys doing? As you hear a low chant.
It's not in a language that we understand.
No.
Abyssal?
Nope.
Infernal?
Nope.
A language we've heard of.
Maybe.
Celestial? Common?
Gonna
Draconic?
go down the list.
Elvish?
Portuguese.
Thieves.
It's
Thieves can't-
Portuguese!
Thieves' Cant? Druidic?
Kaz, you would actually probably be the only one that is able to ascertain what might be happening. It sounds like some kind of incantation.
Like a summoning or something.
Words of power.
But we don't see people, right?
We're in a dome.
Well, we can see out.
Oh!
Yeah, you can see out.
Oh,
We can see out. They just can't see in.
Ah, I guess I
Mhm.
should have read that, sorry.
But it's dark outside. So, who of you have dark vision?
Me? Dark vision. I have dark vision.
I think.
Where's that meme?
Anybody
Uh,
else?
Yeah, me and Freya, I think, we've been the only ones.
I
I'd
have
be
dark vision.
blind.
Those of you that have dark vision and are peeking out of the hut, roll perception.
Correct.
You see a dark hooded figure with a giant sword strapped to a part of the back, holding a dagger in one hand, as this black smoke, not smoke I should say, but almost this form appears around this hand as he picks the knife up, and you see an individual strapped to the ground, tied down, arms out. Alyssa,
Yeah.
the night, day, night, afternoon, you're unsure. You just kind of settle in as you stare out into the landscape. It's not the normal day, night, afternoon routines you're used to seeing. It's almost just non-fluid. An incredibly dark sky with no backdrop, morning to day. It just seems like endless night. Almost decayed. You can hear Morn snoring away, the occasional mumble from Alwyn, a fart from Freya. You're not really sure.
Fuck you, Ginge.
In the occasional, from Kaz. You try to wrap your mind around what fucking just happened in the labyrinth. How or what that creature was that you had the conversation with. You try to wrap your head around the fact that you beat the shit out of him, but at the same time, the second time that you met him, a different aura presented itself to you. One that kind of led you to believe that secondary fight probably wouldn't have gone so well.
Well, we don't know for certain, and I was at 6 HP at the time. If I was at full HP,
You never know. You tried to commune with the celestial or with the elemental planes to relay information. Something is blocking that path. Is it this weather? Something external? Internal? You're unsure. Are you just too tired and weak right now to make that connection? You kind of lean back against the tree. You begin to reminisce a little bit. And as you sit and think to yourself, just slightly, out of the corner of your eye, you see a movement, like a flash, like a black figure, and you quickly rotate your head around to catch whatever it is, only to catch the blunt object of something directly to the skull. Your vision goes black and white as you try to bring yourself to. As you shake yourself back into consciousness, you feel yourself being dragged along the ground. Not far. You're not sure, though. By the time you're able to put 2 and 2 together, you're immobile. You can't move your feet or your hands, or let alone your neck. And as you focus, you realize you've been strapped to the ground somehow. You go to cast a spell. It doesn't work. Unsure of why or what, the cloaked individual kneels over you and begins to mumble to himself. And immediately, after about 5 seconds, you realize he's casting something, and you're unsure what. As he pulls a 12-inch dagger, roughly, out of his cloak, his side cloak. It's adorned with runes and circular patterns and a skull affixed to the end of the dagger, and the sides are just jagged. The blade itself looks obsidian, and you're confused. And as he continues to cast this spell, the dagger portions, the runes, and these swirls begin to light up. A minute goes by. 2 minutes. The dagger begins to fully glow, and in his hand you can actually see the dagger begin to thrum with energy. You try to struggle, move, make a noise, and you can't. As you look at the hut behind you, you can still hear Morn, like snoring, and the occasional muffled move of one of your other party members.
Gagged and bound. This is not how I expected my Wednesday night to go.
Could be kinky.
I thought this was a Friday night.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Friday night came early.
Apparently.
I mean, we did want Alyssa binded, right? We got what we wished for.
Morn certainly got what he wished for. When he sees it, be like, oh, my dream came true.
As the party, you wake up and Freya, Kaz, or whoever else has dark vision, you look out of the hut and you see this cloaked figure kneeling over Alyssa. Alyssa non-moving.
Well,
Oh. Son of a bitch. There he is.
oh, I'll wait.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know where my mind is today. I'm kind of sick.
You're good. You made it just in time.
So, right, so
Alwyn's
basically,
dead.
shit hit the fan.
Oh shit.
We got stomped on by the walking island.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
My
where
character's died. This is campaign 2 already.
welcome
Oh,
to campaign
nice.
2.
Well, I guess I'll have to write my character sheet. Shit.
We're all strippers. Every single one of us.
Nice.
No, I thought we were all bards.
Oh, same thing.
Well, yeah, what's the difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah,
There's no difference.
Good point.
if a stripper were a D&D class, it would absolutely be a bard.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
Alright, so
they're artists, for God's sakes.
basically, shit went down in Canby where we showed up. So we walked just a little ways out of town. We're outside of where Thane's house is. Kaz did his little dome trick thing to make us like a little shelter, and we're taking a long rest. We are basically woken up to the sky's like pitch black. There's like black fog mist stuff on the ground, and we wake up to chanting.
Oh shit.
And
At
I'm
least-
gagged and bound
Oh,
on the floor.
Yep, and then Alyssa apparently didn't get a chance to perception check anything, even though she's outside. She got smacked in the head and is being basically restrained, and is probably about to get murdered
Again.
again.
Alright, let me get up in here.
All right, so seeing that Alyssa is being restrained, I'll immediately run out of the dome and draw an arrow and point it at the individual that is holding the dagger over her. then I would say, I wouldn't do that. What do you want? What do you want with us? Nothing?
He just peers over his shoulder. No hard feelings. And drives the dagger into Alyssa.
What? Well, seeing that he is not listening to me,
I'm Barry Allen, the fastest man alive.
the second I see him start to make that attack movement, I would fire an arrow at him. Do you want me to roll?
Yeah.
Does an 18 hit?
I'd say it's generally how things go.
The arrow lands in the upper left shoulder. Roll for damage.
10.
This isn't. So we've have several questions.
I have several questions.
I'll just start with two. Is this the person outside the person that we saw in our dream that we just had?
No.
Is this the person that we have seen before? I realize they may look different, but does this look like the person that we've seen before as the Undying One?
Don't think so.
Okay. Okay.
Covered in frost anyway. I mean, I didn't... Looking at them, but I didn't... I was more focused on the fact that they were gonna be attacking. So, I imagine I wouldn't be making much of an observation as to if this person looks like anybody.
You couldn't make out anything below the hood.
So you're saying I
Alyssa.
could make out something above the hood?
Well, the hood is above.
Oh, okay.
Like you couldn't see. Like he turns just enough for you to see like maybe parts of a beard.
Yeah, you can see above the hood. It's called the air.
The night sky.
Yeah.
Alyssa,
Uh-huh.
the air grows stagnant around you. You feel pain.
That's new.
Your body begins to crack and crumble. And you begin to hear the voice. I cannot remember her name. The elemental, the queen,
Akadi.
Akadi, whispering to come home. Freya, what you're able to make out as this begins to happen is her legs turn to dust first.
Well, I mean, if this guy is I'm just gonna keep firing arrows at him, especially if I'm
He's keep
uncontested.
putting after he did the dagger, he put his hands up and just started stepping away. He took the first arrow. Do you continue firing?
Well, yeah, you just attacked her. So, as he's backing away, I'm gonna shoot another arrow and advance towards him.
Is anybody else awake at this point?
I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to. Well, I was looking for him, but my perception was not as good as Freya, so I'm not.
You kind of make out the shadowed figure.
I'm not certain I would have seen him, but if Freya's going out and interacting with him, I feel like I would see her next to me, right?
Yeah.
Has
So
it been? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, yeah. If she starts firing, I feel like I would follow suit, get in on this.
Okay. And he's not resisting. He's just like holding his hands up.
Do you see his face at all? Or does he just have his hood completely
You can
covered?
see you can see from like here down, and you see kind of like a stubbled beard.
I'm gonna keep advancing until I reach, especially if he's still backing up. I'm gonna keep advancing until
Oh, he backed away from Alyssa, but he's just standing there now.
So after I shot the second arrow at him, did he do anything?
Nope.
So I'm gonna approach Alyssa then.
Okay. The legs have turned to dust, and the it's like almost like an hour, like sand, where like you touch a part of it and it kind of just starts to crumble up.
And you said she's restrained and gagged?
She just was restrained,
Okay.
and she has a small cord that kind of like laid across her throat.
So I'm gonna
That seems-
quickly be pulling the restraints off of her while I'm keeping my eyes on that individual.
Okay.
What did you do to her? What happened?
You said it couldn't
No.
make noise. Can I make noise yet? Once she like starts removing shit?
Once she removes the thread, it'll cross your throat.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna
he just stands there.
I'm
like
ripping it off. I'm ripping them all off. Keeping my eyes on him.
Okay.
Just waiting for a response.
I'm gonna clutch the dagger with both hands, like, and I'm gonna look towards Freya
The
and
moment you touch the dagger with both hands turn to dust.
oh, motherfucker. I'm gonna look up towards Freya, and for the second time ever, the first time you saw it was when they were fighting the Minotaur, and when she started just punching the shit out of that charred corpse. For the second time ever, you see her crying, and she looks up and she says, "It hurts. It hurts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything."
As you were able to come just up on the left side of Freya as this is happening. And the rest of the party, you're beginning to hear all of this.
How far is the guy from us?
5 feet.
Can I mage hand the dagger into him?
Yeah.
It's less than 10 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to touch it, but if I can pick the dagger up with the mage hand and, depending on the distance, just stab him with it, I guess.
You want to?
Does he also disintegrate if I do that?
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so the moment you mage hand the dagger into shadow.
The dagger what now?
Just evaporates.
Oh shit. Okay.
Seeing this side of Alyssa, I'm gonna
Feel very uncomfortable.
well, just like watching her panic and seeing her emotional reaction.
At this point, from the hands to about mid bicep is gone, and from about just below the your chest is all dust. So she's literally from like here up, and then like from here up.
So she's turning to dust again, just like last time. That's what happened last time. She turned to like ash or dust or whatever.
No, she just like flamed out.
She
This is like
disintegrated.
she's like crumbling, like
Yes,
the body.
This is like happening all over again. So while she's panicking and reacting, and I'm watching her disintegrate, gonna like it's gonna tug at Freya's heartstrings, just seeing her hurt and upset and scared.
Can I see the figure in the dark?
Have you gotten up, started walking out?
I mean, I can see through the dome. I'd
Mhm.
still be looking around. I see people talking. I hear it.
Do you have dark vision?
No.
Then you just see darkness.
So I just hear stuff.
You just hear you hear that, but you don't see it.
I'm gonna talking to Alyssa and be looking in her eyes. I don't know how to make it stop.
She's like, tears are continuing to pour down her face. She's just frantically just continuing to apologize. Like, I can't. This was my only chance to come back and make things right. I was such a colossal bitch. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Make it go away.
At this point, the arms are gone. It's up the chest. She's basically throat and head. And it's slowly starting to like chip away.
I'm sorry, Freya. I should have listened to you when you told me in the lost mine in the swamp. I should have listened.
I'm gonna put my hand on her cheek. Just give any form of comfort that I can. And kind of lean in close. It's okay. I forgive you.
Alyssa turns to dust.
Out of character, do I need to put Alyssa in the killed in action section twice now?
Uncalled for.
God!
You definitely should.
Fuck!
Fuck.
I know I was at 6 HP, but I was honestly not expecting a nighttime ambush.
I'm gonna light a torch.
You walk out to see Freya, handful of
Yeah.
dust. Kaz standing next to her to the left, staring at a hooded figure. About 5 feet away from him, hands up.
What's going on? Are we under attack?
Can I see the figure now?
You see a hooded figure.
Who's that? What is he doing here?
That is a murderer.
What happened?
Can I walk closer to him? And I
want
just
to?
want to see like if it's just a guy. Like, is it just a dude that was sitting here with the dagger, and the dagger was big and powerful? Or do I get a sense that like he's a big and powerful dude?
Just a god dagger, just a regular guy.
Yeah, just like some dude that they found.
Fucking Jim, dude.
Yeah.
It's Jim from the farm. No, it's the guy. It's the guy from Port Ferval. It's the guy that ran the shop. The
Yeah.
shopkeep's man.
Wait,
Hey guys,
It's the guy. What if it's the guy, the stable guy
Bartholomew.
in Canby, that sold
Yep.
Bergen?
Yep.
Hey guys.
Motherfucker. I knew he'd be coming back.
You
knew
get
it.
closer, and as you get close, his hands come down a little bit, and he grabs the hood and pulls it back slightly to reveal a like mid-30s, early 30s, scruffy, pepper blonde looking individual with a scar that kind of runs on the side of the face, patchy beard, and oddly familiar.
It's not just me that's thinking this, right?
Ginge!
Is this
I swear to God.
Oh my
Oh.
god. How
No.
could you do this to me?
No.
What
Did
the
you seriously kill
fuck?
Frosty's character with Frosty's
With
character?
my own
Are
character?
you fucking hell?
What the fuck?
What is he doing here?
No, when you say oddly familiar, because I'm gonna at this point turn and face him, because seeing him move and take the hood down, is it clear that it's Kaylin? Like, is it Kaylin? Does it look like Kaylin?
It looks oddly like Kaylin.
No, I'm
Older.
not asking. I'm not asking if he looks oddly like. Does it fucking
Roll a
look like Kaylin?
roll a perception check. Roll a perception check.
The years have not been kind to him.
It looks like Kaylin.
Been trapped in hell for who God knows, at least a few months.
Kaz, it looks a lot like Kaylin.
My jaw is gonna drop, and I'm just gonna stare at him.
Older. He has like crow's feet around the eyes from squinting, probably a lot. Hand very tanned. And just kind of not emaciated, but skinnier than what you remember Kaylin to be.
Literal like jaw drop. Just gonna be staring at him. Kaylin?
I will
Is
just
that you?
I'm gonna ready my axe.
I'll say to him, we haven't had breakfast. Did you want to sit?
He just fucking murdered our party member, Kaz. What the fuck? You wanna come down to have some coffee after you just killed Alyssa?
He saw you die.
Frosty, do you want to take over at this point?
What the fuck?
Okay. Yeah.
Fuck.
Hello, everyone. Been a long time. Well, for you it hasn't. It's been 41 days, but for me it's been 41 months, aka 3.5 years.
I mean, it feels like a long time.
What sort of aura am I getting from this gentleman I've never seen?
That's a great question.
Oh fuck! New token. Oh
God. I can't. I fucking can't. I can't. I need can we take a 5-minute break? I know this is really bad timing. I seriously have not caught up. You just fucking killed Alyssa off. I had this emotional, crying out in pain from Frosty, absolutely killing my heart over here. Now you're throwing Kaylin in my face. I need 5 minutes. I need to pee. I need to get a drink. I need 5 minutes. I'm gonna be right back.
Pee break.
Don't say anything. Just everybody be still. Be right back.
Pee break.
I don't love the way that token looks.
ooh.
I just
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't see it and go, hey, there's a buddy.
I'm getting bad.
Right?
Yeah.
This is
Oh.
clearly a nice dude.
Well, now's a good time to put some fucking soup in the microwave.
If you have a way to detect his alignment, then you can find out.
I feel like that's kind of Alwyn's thing.
Hi guys. What's everybody up to?
All right, back.
Okay, welcome back.
So this campaign has been hijacked by Frosty and his characters and the reincarnated versions of his characters.
This ain't your story. This is me and Ginger's story.
I was gonna say, this is my story, bitch. Buckle up. God.
All right.
Okay.
Oh shit! I just left my water bottle. Sorry, be right back.
You got the vid again, Mr. Strat?
What's that?
You said you just sick? You got the vid.
I don't know yet. I'm just like kind of bit of a sore throat, a little stuffiness, and just a bit of a cough and a headache. I don't know. I should probably get tested. To be
You lived
honest.
closer. I'd give you.
What's that?
I said if you lived closer, I have COVID tests.
Actually, Ray,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it
You
to
can-
you. Everybody, there's actually a
UPS, you can get a certain amount sent to your house.
4, so you can get 4 for free, shipped to you for free.
Oh.
Just like
bro.
not like all the time, but just like it's a one-time thing.
Right.
I'll send it to you.
God.
I thought the back order would take a long time, but I got mine in like a day when I did it 2 weeks ago, something like that. So a day or two. They were pretty quick.
I haven't got mine yet.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Been about a week.
I think when I ordered, they said like, "Hey, there could be a delay in getting it." So I wasn't.
Oh, I'm not in a hurry. Like, my work gives them to me, so I have like 20 sitting at work. So if I was desperate, I'd just grab like 10 of them.
It is kind of like the first day that I had symptoms last year. And it's the same time, too. Just about.
Sucks.
Weird. I hope it's not COVID. I don't feel that bad.
Well, thankfully, if it is, because you've already had it, it should be super, super mild. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to
And
that that website and they'll send you 4 for free.
Got it. Thank you.
That way you at least have them too, just in case.
Oh, I didn't even see your fucking comment, Treble. It's nothing personal, kid. Kalen killing his replacement.
Let's see.
Who's NTA Cora?
Corey.
Oh.
One of my peeps.
Tight. We all back?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Kalen, take over.
He responded to the last thing that was asked of him. So.
Sorry, I'm still getting my soup. But bro, I can hear you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think he had said that it's been a while, and he had explained the time.
Where's Alyssa?
Yeah, now I asked about his aura.
Oh yeah. Alwyn was checking his aura.
Oh, yeah. He gives off an aura, almost like a I was trying to think what it is. Like, you know when you take a bottle and you spin it really quick,
Yeah,
and it gives you like that funnel.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's a mixture of like
Vortex.
yeah, like it gives a mixture of like black, red, and like bright white, and it's like just like twirling together.
That seems unsettling. And I don't, of course, don't sense Alyssa's aura at all.
She's gone.
Where is Alyssa?
Oh, well.
What is going on?
Don't sense it anywhere.
She's dead, unfortunately. A necessary sacrifice.
Sacrifice for what?
To allow me to remain here.
Or a sacrifice for whom?
For me.
But not just you, right?
I'm the one who needs it.
And who needs you?
Afraid I can't really answer that.
You can't or you won't?
Are
I'm not
you
sure.
like Alyssa? Are you undead too?
No. Quite the opposite. In fact, that's why I had to kill her. Without
You can't be the opposite because you died and now you're not dead. So you can't just be normal alive because you died.
I am. As human as the day I was born. Only difference being if I hadn't killed her, I wouldn't be able to stay on this plane for that long. I'd be shunted back to hell quite quickly.
Why?
I'm sure you recall it. The mortal wound that I received from her. And as he says that last word is laced with so much venom, so much spite. It damaged my form. So, meaning that I could no longer remain on this plane if I were to come back without forming a tether, of which required someone else to give themselves up for.
And what's on the other end of the tether?
Hell's anchor, I suppose, whatever is dragging me back there, or whatever would have dragged me back had I not completed the ritual.
Is Alyssa taking your place in hell?
No, she is quite dead. I just needed her essence, so to speak.
You just took the essence of a dead person.
She was a unique one, wasn't she?
Where'd you get the dagger from?
It was provided to me by a benefactor.
In hell.
Yes, I believe you know him quite well.
I believe I do.
If
you
I wanted, if
you
I
can
wanted
understand the concern.
concern, we were fine enough with signing one contract, and yet we're not fine with signing two.
You were fine enough signing one contract.
You didn't stop me.
Well,
We
I
deemed it-
didn't.
We
We
deemed
thought
it
we
quite
could trust
necessary at
you.
the time, didn't we?
We thought you could trust you. I don't think we're gonna make that mistake again.
Well, we deemed it necessary with the knowledge that we would never have to call upon it.
Kaylin, I thought you would be the last person to ever use that contract. I trusted you.
We could have just gone about living our lives.
It's unfortunate that it came to that.
Well, it didn't really come to that. You brought it to that. That's different. To say it came to that means that the circumstance forced you, and it didn't.
Despite the tone of the exchanges right now, Freya, okay. So Freya would be like, I would walk towards Kalen, staring at him, like you've seen a ghost or like a deer in a headlight, like you're just like, what the hell? Would be walking towards him while everybody's just going back and forth, and despite maybe better judgment from everybody else, once I get close enough, I would just reach out and give him, if uncontested, a huge hug.
That would absolutely be uncontested.
Interesting.
He is warm, comforting, and even though he looks like absolute shit, he does still have that kind of wheat/field smell that he once did before.
I would squeeze him really tightly, and tears would start falling. And then just almost nonsensically, in no particular order, I was trying to get a wish to try and bring you back. I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know if it was possible. I don't know how you're here.
All that matters is that I'm here now. You'll have to forgive me if I'm not as expressive as usual. 3.5 years of constant torture does a lot to dull the senses.
Alwyn, you've never met him before. What do you think? You seem to have a good sense of people.
Right?
To understand that this one killed our undead friend just now.
I agree. He could have just told us that he needed something, and we may have been able to help.
I'm so sorry, Strat. I missed what you said. I don't know if it was my audio cut out or what, but
I said, am I to understand that this man has ended the life of our, well, unlife of our friend, Alyssa.
I believe that's what happened.
I liked her less than you guys did, but she proved herself many times. Why did you do this? Why her?
At that, he sort of shrugs a little bit and he says, "That was who Ezekiel told me to kill. I didn't really have a lot of options. It was either that or stay in hell."
And if you
Morin turn around pretty angrily, kind of put one of his hands up against, like both of his hands against his face. You can see he's really upset.
If you did this task, you are free of your obligation to him, or you get to stay here longer.
I get to stay here
temporarily.
I get to stay here without my body crumbling to ash within the first minute of walking on the grass.
But not permanently.
You'll have to ask my benefactor as to the minute details.
Why are you back?
Because
What have you come here to do?
Because I wanted to come back. Things are clearly not right, and he sort of gestures up into the sky.
Things aren't right.
You'll have to forgive me. I can't exactly see what you're looking at.
Well, I was referring to the giant island on legs.
And I'll kind of look at, just kind of nod, and then like side to Morin, just be like, "Is there a big island floating in the sky?"
Oh shit, we forgot about telling Ellen about that.
Yeah,
I was
thought
waiting.
when it was still light out. The witch's hex that we were gonna go to. I think it's above us.
Right. That is... That is troubling.
So, Kalen died, and now he's back. Alyssa died. She came back. We're fighting someone they call the Undying One. What does death even mean?
Kaz takes a big sip from a flask and says,
I-
apparently it doesn't mean shit.
I downed that entire flask.
Kaz takes a big gulp and just is like, fucking, and you just watch Morin grab with his two fingers and just like the whole thing.
Well, everybody is super conflicted. Again, despite better judgment, Freya's like beyond, I guess, joyful that Kaylin is there, because she had it in her mind that there is this wish that we were going to eventually hopefully find. That was what she wanted to use it for, was to try and bring him back. So she's like, oh my gosh, you don't have to do that anymore. She's just beyond happy that he's standing there. So while they're still conflicted and going back and forth, I'm so sorry that I shot at you.
Quite alright, he didn't know the circumstances. And as you're looking at him quite ecstatically, he tries his best to crack a smile, and he eventually gets like a corner of his lip to turn, but you tell he has to really work for it.
Just use thaumaturgy.
Rip!
I'm afraid I don't have access to that anymore.
Yeah, what do you have
I didn't
access
say
to
that
now?
in character.
What'd you say, Morn?
I didn't say that in character.
Oh, okay. You're good. Cool.
Martin didn't
My
know
bad.
what. Martin still doesn't know that you did thaumaturgy.
Okay, my bad. To respond to Kaz, I'll say I've been granted a whole new slew of powers by Ezekiel. I'm sure you're aware of the terminology. I guess you could call him my patron.
Oh shit.
And he cracks a smile at you as he says it.
Hey.
Oy vey.
You just put this whole campaign on its head, I swear.
Well,
Kaz is quiet, which means the gears are fucking turning.
I'm gonna try and grab Freya's arm and like pull her slightly away, like maybe 30 feet, so that I could talk to her just a little bit. I don't care if other people can hear it, but like,
I would probably look at you kind of confused and maybe a little bit slightly irritated just because everybody's not as happy as she is that Kaylin is standing before us.
this isn't the Kaylin we knew. You have to see that.
I know that. I know it can't be, but I remember how he died, what happened.
Alyssa came back, and she was
Better?
better. This Kaylin's not better.
But we don't know that.
He did say he's been tortured non-stop in hell for the past 3.5 years.
Yeah. I know, I heard that, don't worry. So Alyssa came back, she was better. You know, we can't imagine, I'm sure he would share with us, but we can't imagine what he's been through.
Well, I was wrong about Jason, and I was wrong about Alyssa.
Warren, it's
I won't-
Kaylin.
I won't fight you on this one, but don't be surprised when the rest of us aren't as excited as you are. I'm gonna go back to bed. I don't think I'll be able to sleep. And I'm gonna go back into the dome and lie down.
My dice are not treating me good tonight. I stopped using my stupid digital dice because they're screwing me over.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the physical dice are screwing me over too. So as Morn walks away, Freya to walk back over to Caitlin. So are you able to stay? Is this temporary? Do you know anything about how long you can be here?
For the foreseeable future, I guess is the best answer I can provide.
Was that in person or in character?
That was in character. Sorry, getting readjusted. It's been a while
Did,
since I've been able to breathe actual air.
You have any smoke or molten rock come up? What's your cough producing? You got any black ooze or
Roll a
smoky
perception
death?
check. Roll a
Smoky
perception check.
death or what do you got there, old friend?
Roll a perception.
I got a 10.
It's a dry, almost semi-phlegmy cough.
Kaylin, this is fucked up. Not a spell wish, but just a regular person wish. I wished more than anything that you could come back, but maybe you did. I don't know. Maybe you didn't. I don't know how I would know.
Here in the flesh, aren't I?
Maybe.
Yes, it's him. It even smells like him.
would would our Kalen murder an innocent person to prolong his health? Probably not.
You were
I mean,
given
I mean,
a
this is
little bit of
a
insight.
Kalen.
Frosty, you were given a little bit of insight on what Alyssa kind of was. So, just
Yeah.
FYI.
Well, I apologize once again. I wasn't aware that you liked her that much. I had been scrying on her for some time. Didn't seem you really got
Don't.
along that well.
We didn't.
This is Junji. You killed our friend. Yeah, we didn't get along.
I mean,
Wait,
she wasn't my favorite, but you know, people are complicated, right? In fact, she was kind of shitty. She was pretty shitty, but
From the time that I observed her, she did seem to be quite prickly.
in a lot of ways, she sucked. But you know, people are not. People don't fit nicely into the buckets that you try to put them in, right? They're complicated and they have ties and flaws and all of those things, right?
Of course.
That doesn't necessarily mean they should be dispelled to dust in the middle of the night.
Then neither should Kalen, because he said
I-
that he would have the same thing would have happened to him if he didn't do it.
He made the choice.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Kaz, and I advise that if this wish that Freya says is true, you can use that to resurrect her. Like I said, Ezekiel.
Well, I don't know if I would do that.
Because
Awkward.
Let's not get that carried away.
Let's
Cat's
not make
all broken up.
presumptions.
And then he's like, ah,
I mean, again, it's not that
Yeah.
she was great. It's just really the principle of the thing.
I
you
understand
know?
that, but like I said, it was either her or nothing. If you want to ask her why her specifically, like I said, you know who to talk to.
I'm not fucking talking to that guy.
We seemed to get on well when we were down there, didn't we?
Who?
Us and Ezekiel. I wasn't aware you were harboring such disdain for the man.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, that is true. That is true. But you know, he also took you. So,
And he let me come back.
you know, when I was a child, I had one friend, and that was it. I had no parents. I had one friend, one person in this world that I could count on, and the world took them, and that's not fair, but that's how the world is. That's sometimes that's just how it is. And at one point, you know, we're not children anymore, but I thought Kalen could be that person to me. But you know, you didn't. You also left, but you weren't taken. You chose to leave for nothing, man, for nothing. So I don't have a lot of. There's no love lost between me and Alyssa, but I don't know what to think or feel about seeing you. I hope I guess certainly in some sense I'm glad you're back, but it's a lot, you know.
That makes sense.
It's a lot. That's it.
Yes. I think everything that you said was right. What I did back then was a vast display of naivete on my part.
You know, I imagine that a devil would let somebody go so easily. Sure, you had to kill someone to stay here. But was that your only objective? What's the condition of your release?
At this moment, I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll grace me with some new instructions in time, but until then, I'd prefer not to care about it.
Well, you know, the Baron was also not necessarily a friend, but we share a common enemy. I think, and Kaz sort of looks up at all the bullshit above us over our head, and she'll say, like, I think at this stage we probably have a lot of people and groups that we share a common enemy with. So, you know, if they want to help, maybe you don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
My thoughts exactly.
You know, our feelings are great. I don't want to diminish anyone's being or their feelings, but we're not going to feel anything if the Earth is destroyed by the Undying One.
Quite right.
So maybe
Quite right.
we solve that first.
He sort of puts a hand on your shoulder, shakes you a little bit. I'm glad we're finally getting back on the same wavelength.
You know, they say that no one makes you happier and also makes you more mad than your family. So, I guess in that sense, that sort of makes us family.
Family it is, then.
I'm gonna crack
Do
a huge
we-
grin as I'm listening to this. As Kaylin coughs. Huge grin.
After a sort of moment of silence, his eyes dart to his left, and he's like, "Shut up!" And he shakes his head.
See-
Oh God, I can't. Why are you
Was
doing
he-
this to me?
Was he telling you which one of us to kill next?
Oh God.
No, sorry, ignore that. It's a thorn in my side.
I really like the big one. I feel like it could be really tasty, Kaylin.
Be quiet, Felicity. Not now.
Oh, I do love it when you talk dirty to me.
He sort of like grumbles telepathically and goes back to looking at Kaz. So, what's next on the agenda?
Well, we haven't had breakfast yet. Probably get something to eat and then try to take out a big island in the sky.
Breakfast sounds lovely.
Have you eaten in the last 3 years?
Not that I can remember.
You just eat shit for 3 years?
Something like that.
I'm deceased. I seriously can't, you guys.
Alwyn, as the conversation continues,
Mm-hmm.
you do notice next to the tree where her aura used to be that kind of dark, swirly, weird mass.
Mm-hmm.
You notice as the wind blows, almost a moonlight beam out of the corner of your eye, and a almost like bright sunshine, and you see like a backdrop figurine of a female walking away. And as you turn to look in that direction, it's just the same darkness that you're used to.
I'll turn to Morn
Okay, wait
and
inside.
say,
Lauren's asleep.
"Oh, Morn's inside. Fuck.
He looked-
Okay. Well. I'm gonna go over there and check it out.
What's that?
What?
What are you checking out?
Where that person was.
There's nothing there. More as you're laying there, the dome vanishes and the ground below you gives way. And the wind kind of blows over your body as you feel open now as the hut fades.
I'll begrudgingly like pull my sleeping bag or sleeping roll more over me and just kind of lie there on the ground. Probably on my belly, head down, maybe even put the pillow over my head. And probably after about 5 minutes of knowing I'll never get back to sleep, I'll probably just sit up.
Annoyed.
Well, I can't see anything.
In the easiest way possible, the sun does come up, but it doesn't come up. Almost like a heavy day of rain. The skies are just very, very, very overcast.
So I can still see.
Now it's almost like it's just dim outside. You can
Really
see,
early
but
dawn-
it's
really, really early dawn.
yeah,
Like where it's barely like
Like-
the dimmest amount of light.
like early winter time when you're like, and I don't know if anybody's gonna get this reference, but like when you're getting up to go hunting, and you get out into the woods, and you can see it's not quite nighttime moonlight, but it's that early morning, not quite the sun.
Ambient.
It's like
I have
the- the-
been up early in the morning in the woods before, so yes.
Yeah,
I'm-
the little bit of
Twilight.
sunlight starts to come in through the atmosphere, but the sun is not actually up yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
any light you're
yeah.
getting is just from what's lit up in the atmosphere, but the sun is still down.
Correct.
Okay, I'll make my way over and just kind of stand probably next to Alwyn. Silent.
I'm gonna grab Kaylin by the hand and hurriedly walk over to, or try to pull him with me, to go sit on my bedroll and pull like rations out of my bag.
It's like pulling like a stack of twigs. He's very emaciated. And he doesn't resist.
We have a great chef back at the place.
He knows, right?
Oh, there for that.
I know. Just they're probably dead now. But
Rip.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Aw.
these rations and berries is probably all we'll eat now.
Compared to what I've been eating, it honestly is like heaven.
Yeah, I'll be handing Kaylin rations out of my bag. Like I'm just gonna pile food into his hands. Eat as much as you need.
So he tried to juggle it in his hands, like, alright, yeah. He starts slowly taking bits and pieces here and there, trying to pace himself.
Oh, it's good. Kalen. It's so good. So incredibly good.
Yeah, he'll close his eyes and chew it very slowly. You can tell he's very much savoring it.
Freya would be reminiscent of like a 5-year-old who's obsessed with Santa Claus and seeing Santa Claus standing in front of her eating food, like her milk and cookies that she made or something like that, just watching him eat the food and being like, "Oh my god."
I think while they're doing that, I just want to take out the puzzle and work on it by myself.
Okay. Roll.
I would accept help if someone wants to help, with maybe some possible exceptions.
So, roll roll an Arcana.
I don't
As
really
you-
remember the mechanics of this.
Yeah. You begin to twist, rotate, push, and move this sphere. This sphere. Because you've done it twice before, you kind of remember some of the movements, and you manage to find a small lever. And as you do, you kind of pry this little lever away from the spear. And the spear rotates, moves, and becomes a square. Roll another Arcana check. Yeah. You easily begin to remember the movements of the box. You turn, rotate, take the box, you turn it around and find a slot just under one of the edges that you moved, that you're able to crevice your finger around and push an indent of this square. And as you do, the box rotates again and becomes almost egg-like, with a bunch of runes on it. Roll another Arcana check. Okay. You take the egg, and for a little while you're confused because it's just flat. And you begin to turn, rotate, and your finger kind of slips and you almost drop it for a second and you catch it, and the egg rotates. And you begin to notice that it has several layers that you can rotate. And you begin to line up the runes. And it makes sense. It's numerals. So you start lining up numbers. You continue until you remember a number that you saw on a wall a long time ago. Out of curiosity, you count them out. It's the same amount. So you try the number. The egg cracks and reveals a box. Roll an Arcana check. Okay. Are you guys all sitting close to one another? Who's sitting next to whom and who is where and what?
I
He
think
said
me and
he was
Elwin.
doing it by himself, so
Yeah,
I
but
imagine we're probably 100 feet from Kaz. Kind of just.
Yeah,
I was just kind of standing next to him, just trying to.
I was still kind of over in that spot where I saw the
Yeah,
apparition.
I didn't leave. Like, I didn't walk away from you guys. I just was not paying attention to you
Yeah,
You'd
so-
probably be
I
closest.
I just had nothing else to say.
You probably would be closest to Freya and Kaylin then, just because if you were right next to pretty much where the dome was.
Right.
Yeah. So however many feet
Okay.
that would be. The dome wood was like 10 feet. I'm sitting on the
Yeah.
bedroll there, so like 10, 20 feet-ish, I guess.
So, Kaz, Freya, and Caitlin, you guys
Yeah.
stayed close to them, but Alwyn and Morn, you guys walked away.
Well, I mean, yeah, earlier.
Okay. So, just earlier.
I don't know. I probably would be still standing in that spot for a while. Alwyn's pretty pensive at the moment.
Would you say within 25 feet?
No.
For
How
reference, it
far?
was-
Well, how far away from like where we were
Where we
am
slept.
I?
Well, from where you guys slept would have been about 10, 15 feet.
No, Ginge. So he went over to wherever that tree was that Alyssa was sitting
Oh,
Yeah,
10. I
that's.
mean, you guys are.
I
You
went
guys
over
are.
there to like
you guys
see
are
if
all
I could find
standing right next to
anything
that.
there.
Yeah, you guys were in. You guys are
Wow.
in between that and where the sleeping was. Because you guys had went over there. That all that happened, and then you guys had
Yeah.
begun to talk to Kaylin, and Kaylin was only about 10 feet from the tree. He just merely
But I-
stepped away from the tree.
Morin specifically wanted distance from everybody.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
And
just asking.
I thought Elwyn wanted the same thing, which is why I went over to him. But if Elwyn went back to the group, I would have stayed.
No, I'm still there. Yeah, you can't. You come over and Alwyn doesn't even really seem to know that you're there.
Yeah, Morin doesn't care. He just wants separation.
Yeah.
So, Ginge, how far away from the dome was that tree that Alyssa was sitting at?
About 30 feet.
Yeah,
Okay, so
initially
then
you
they'd
said
be
30.
so then they'd be about 30 feet from Kaz.
Okay, so Kaz was alone.
I think so.
I have to ask specifics.
Kaz, I know you said you were working on the puzzle and you'd
Okay.
accept help, but yeah, I guess it depends on where you.
Yeah, I was talking to Kaylin, so I would think I would be close to Freya and Kaylin, just
Okay.
probably not talking to them. And if Morn had, so I would be in the area that we slept. So if Morn had left that area, then he would be away. If Alwyn never returned to it after checking on Alyssa, then he would be away also.
So 30, 40 feet. So essentially, Alwyn and Morn are 30, 40 feet away from Kaz.
And Freya
we're
and
within-
Kaylin are pretty close.
We're within 10 feet, yeah.
That makes sense in my head. Yeah.
So, Kaylin, Freya, and Kaz are close to one another. Morn and Alwyn are about 30-ish feet away from them. 40 feet.
Correct.
Sounds
Correct?
Yeah.
So, Kaz, as you turn this box and make a couple connections, something clicks. And as it clicks, you hear whirring noises. And your fingers begin to tingle. Kaz, Freya, Kaylin are gone.
Is a sound made at this?
Like a sucking noise.
A fart. It's another
Is it
Freya
a-
fart.
Is it a loud sound though? Or is
It's like a pop. It's like a pop.
Well, I'm asking because like if they would hear it or not, I guess.
Yeah, and is
I
it
mean-
something that's like outside of the norm enough that it might snap me out of my reverie?
Yeah, probably. Make perception checks.
We'll see. Maybe not.
You do hear a popping noise, like
Mhm.
something out of the normal. This one?
I probably wouldn't respond to it right away.
I would turn around. I knew Kaz was working on the box, so the first thing I'd think of is I'd probably run over to the spot and look for anything there, possibly the box he was holding.
Box is there.
I think they're inside the box.
And you kind of almost like waking up. So he kind of, huh? What happened? What was that noise?
Kaz was working on that box,
Right, the box.
and I heard a sound, and now they're gone. I think they're inside the box.
I don't see their auras anywhere. Do I?
Nope.
What? They're gone. What?
I bet there's some sort of puzzle they have to solve. Maybe we need to keep this box safe while they're inside.
That definitely seems like a good idea. I suppose I didn't think this would happen.
No, today's been... I don't even know what to say.
That makes two of us. I certainly don't know what to feel.
There it is.
Yeah, 70 sessions ago, Morn would have been like, "This box is sitting here. Where did everybody go?" Now he's like, "They're in the box." He's picking it up.
So,
What's in the box?
I'll just sit down next to the box and keep an eye out.
I'll just kind of do the same. Sat there in the middle of a burnt out ghost town.
Kaz.
Two guys, one box.
Oh.
Oh no.
No! Why did you
No.
have to go there?
It
Okay,
crossed.
somebody
It came out of
disconnect
my.
Strack.
It came out of my
Somebody
mouth before
disconnect.
I
He's
thought
done
about
for
it.
the night.
Oh,
He's done for
Ray!
the night. He's done for the
Oh.
night. That's awful. That's
Hey.
wrong on a lot of levels.
Two bros chilling in a burned out town, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
It gets worse.
I'm ashamed of myself.
I'm ashamed of you.
The only type of person attracted to Morn, a blind gay dude.
Ouch.
That's not true. You got Freya.
She didn't confess any kind of love.
They've been spending an awful lot of time together. I don't know what you mean.
He's just a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kaz, Kaylin, Freya. Immediately upon gathering your senses, your stomach flips completely upside down, and anything that was once in it is now coming out. as the nausea and vertigo and motion sickness hits you all at one time. Just the spins really bad.
Sorry, Kaylin. I know you just shoveled in food.
Yeah.
The early morning flask was a bad idea.
Right, that was something that I wanted to tell you. When I was scrying on that girl, she managed to discover this about that box. If you solve it, it pulls anyone in within 10 feet, I believe was the radius. I assume she had planned to tell you at some point, and she forgot to.
He probably didn't.
Alyssa
probably
was
never
totally
planned to.
planning to tell you, she just couldn't find the right time.
Yeah, the time and place. It was just like, hey, by the way, the box that we're not dealing with right now could suck you in if you solve it.
I assumed that once you solve the puzzle that you enter the box. I also assumed that Alyssa, when we got into the box, may find the thing that we're looking for and kill me and take it. I also assumed that that was probable.
But did you expect to be standing here with Kaylin? That's the question.
I did not assume that that would happen. No.
Well,
So I had some contingencies, but this was not something that I foresaw.
I don't think we'll need a contingency. And he kind of like puts a shoulder around each of you guys, like, this is great. Being able to solve a conundrum with two of the people I care about the most.
If you murder me in this box, I don't think that I can explain how pissed I'm gonna be. I will be so mad.
I understand. The hostilities will need to take a while to neutralize, but be assured, I'm here to help you.
All right, well, let's get our bearings.
Yes, now that we're in said box, what do we do?
You are in a room, gorgeously decorated in the shape of a triangle. Directly behind you is a door with 3 waves almost. Actually.
I'm getting Fifth Element vibes.
The door behind you has like 3 waves on it. Gorgeously decorated is a dark blue with millions of dots all over it, like almost like stars. The door to your, and you guys are facing, like you guys were facing this way. To your right, you see a door with like vines and plants like all around it, and the door has kind of like a small tree on top of it. And to this direction, you have like a star.
Hmm.
was just those 2 doors? You said?
3 doors.
Oh, 3 doors. Sorry. There's the viney, earthy one. There's the one with the star, and there's the one with the millions of dots that look like stars.
The one behind us with the waves was the same one that had was like blue and had all the spots on it.
Yes.
So the waves would not be wind; they would be like water, more likely.
You're not sure?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess the first question is: do we want to split up, or no?
No.
Okay.
What if? we
Anyone
get
have
luck
any
somewhere?
great? Yeah, I hear you. I don't disagree. Anyone have any strong feelings about which one of these doors we should go through?
Not particularly. At first glance, I would assume the correlation is perhaps maybe land, sea, and sky.
Yeah. I think I was thinking sky, but
Maybe we
Freya
have
and
to go in all 3.
I can fly, so we're probably a little more comfortable with what we find there.
I'm able to ascend if need be.
Perfect.
Okay, let's do that.
Go
Agreed?
Yes. Go to the sky door.
Let's do it.
The one with the 3
The star.
star?
We're assuming the star is the sky, right? And the waves is water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah. So we'll do the star.
As you touch the door handle becomes frigid. And now that you are within touching distance, you notice the door is radiating almost like a cold, you know what I mean? Like when something like metal is really cold, you can see like that, almost that like that mist.
Like when you're really close to it, you can actually feel the cool temperature coming off of it.
Except for this is extreme cold.
Okay.
And as you open the door, you look out through the door, and it is mountains and a tundra. And as you look
And-
closely at the star, now that you're close enough, it looks like a snowflake.
And we could walk through the door or just close it back. There's nothing like pulling us in.
Nothing seems to be sucking you in, no?
Okay. Should we just close it and see what the other two are, just so we know?
Since there seems to be no drawback, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I agree. Get an idea
Okay.
of what's behind each.
Yeah, let's look behind the waves door next.
As you open that door, an expansive sea of stars. Kaz, you've heard of this once before. This is the astral sea.
Mm.
And as far as you can see, looking in all directions, you see nothingness. And in the very, very, very far distance, you see a massive, massive shadow, just like making its way.
Ooh.
I don't love this.
No.
Right.
Let's go through that one last if we do have to go through each.
All right, let's see door number 3.
As you touch the door is warm. And as you open the door, you are hit with heat and humidity. As an expansive network of trees and vines fall in front of your face, and as you peek through the door, you notice a dense jungle, forest, like type landscape.
This has to be my favorite door.
This is my door. There are many like it. This one is mine.
I guess let's do the jungle
Fucking
door.
salad fingers?
I did sound like
Gross.
salad fingers.
That was salad fingers, wasn't it?
Is it?
This is my door. They're a lot like it. You even said it kind of like in his voice. That's why I thought it was salad fingers.
I don't know.
Full Metal Jacket is the original thing.
Yeah, this is my rifle. There are many like
Oh,
it.
got it. Okay,
This
you
one's
said it in
mine.
a creepy tone, and for some reason I remember salad fingers saying something like that. So maybe it was just I was making a weird correlation. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
You guys are standing at the door.
I guess let's go in the jungle.
Seems like the least harsh environment.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The other one, I feel like we would have frozen to death within moments, and the starry one looked like there was something ominous waiting for us out there.
You could just get lost forever.
Yeah.
All right. Jungle it is.
Going through the door.
Is there anything in this room that I could take with me?
Doesn't look like it. Make a perception check. Seems like a pretty blank room.
Okay. I will just take a quick minute to just study the room and then go through the door.
I'll also go through the door.
Yo.
You watch as Kaz slowly steps through the door. You follow close behind. And as you step through and you look around, the heat and humidity just hits you. You turn around and the door is gone. As you stand in this jungle area. And you quickly pry away and tear down a lot of the vines in your way, trying to figure out where and what you are. And you do find the door again, but it's locked as you jiggle the handle. It seems to have locked itself behind you.
Cool.
Well, I guess that means that this is our only door.
No way out but through.
Yep. There's obviously a purpose to this area, so I suppose we should start looking. Aside from it being a jungle, Ginge, do I notice anything, like, beyond the trees? Do I see anything, like, of interest hiding beyond the canopy, or just in general, do I see anything that stands out outside of the trees?
Putting your ranger skills to work.
Putting the ranger skills to work!
Roll a perception check. But you're gonna have to get above the tree line to see anything.
Okay, well, before I do that, I'm just kind of doing, like, a quick, like, just
Glare?
survey. Yeah, I'm just, like, looking around and see if anything kind of grabs my eye first.
Roll perception.
I did. I rolled like shit. 14.
14. It's I mean, it's jungle.
Just see a glimpse of Jaden in the trees. Just another one of Frosty's characters coming through. Oh, jeez. Okay, so it just looks like a jungle. I'm going to then take this opportunity to engage my flight ability and try and... Or before I take off, I'm going to see if I can see anything above the trees. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll
Make-
engage the... and try to go above the trees.
Okay. So are you flying, or are you going to...
Fly. I'm just
Okay.
flying straight up.
So you take off, and you get above the trees. With 14, you are able to make out a large jungle landscape. There's a giant waterfall, probably about maybe a couple, like 1,000 feet-ish or so. Like up and to the left, that comes down into a giant, oversized pool. And on the center of the waterfall, you see like a giant rock almost jutting out, like if the water's hitting it, and it splits the waterfall into two. And then you just see jungle
All the way around.
all the way around.
Okay. So I'm going to slowly descend straight back down. And I imagine if Kaz and Kaylin are still there, I would say... Oh. Yeah, that would have been nice if I was up there. Doesn't matter. So I'll descend back down to them and just explain that the direction I saw that waterfall, and explain that I just pretty much only saw jungle as far as I could see in every direction, except that there was a very interesting waterfall about 1,000 feet, and then I'll point the direction that it is.
I guess that's as good a place as any to head to.
Okay, it's close enough. If it's not it, then we keep looking.
Let's get going.
Lead the way.
Alright, I'll lead in the direction that I saw the waterfall.
As you get a glimpse of what is in the jungle, and you begin to look out over the landscape, trying to determine your next path, Morn and Alwyn, you sit around this tiny little box that is now shrunk back down and into the sphere. It is just a circular object again.
So it changed in front of our eyes.
It looks like it did before Kaz started playing with it.
Yes.
I don't think that's good. This is what it looked like earlier.
Right before they went in.
Yeah.
Well, what do we do if they don't come back?
We still have this, don't we? And I'll tap the dagger that's on my belt.
Aye, and we do have that fancy sword. Well, I suppose all we can do for now is wait. And have faith that our friends will return.
They must.
They will.
They will.
And as you guys sit around, debating what to do, looking at the the circular box, sphere, object, you patiently wait to see what'll happen. And that's where we'll end the night.
My God, it's coming down to the wire.
Oh shit. You killed Alyssa again. Caitlin's back. Wouldn't be surprised to see Jaden again. Yeah, is it Wednesday yet?
That is a very good question.
Obviously something's coming up because we typically don't end this early.
That's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
I need to sleep this off, whatever it is that's got me.
Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Oh boy.
Thanks for hanging out, stream. We're all a little lost and shocked and confused. Very
Dazed and confused.
dazed
indeed.
and confused. Dazed and confused should have been the name of the stream tonight. But
Yeah, right.
All right, everybody. We will see you next week, 8:30 Central Standard Time on Wednesday. And thanks for hanging out, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye bye.